Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Rotor Talk Live Season 2, Episode 46. Marcus, how are you this evening?
Not too bad, not too bad. I have that little mini in hand now, so I'm feeling good about that.
Same here. Same here, absolutely. Let me go ahead and kill. There we go. All right. Okay. So you know what? We're just going to start the show off by doing this here. I see you probably got a special delivery from the missus.
I did some tea, some nice.
Hey, that'll work. Well, we're gonna do something just a little bit different here on Rotor Talk. It's Rotor Talk Live, so
I love it. And you got those prop guards on, so you're being safe.
yeah, I would cease to exist if I didn't. Okay. All right.
Well done, Bill.
Start off on the right foot. That's what I wanted to do here. Okay.
All right, we're all getting them now.
We're all getting them now. It's just been a whirlwind the past 24 hours, 48 hours or so with this. There's just been an awful lot going on. We got a lot to cover tonight. Marcus got his today. I got mine. Marcus will probably get at least a couple more. I
got another one coming tomorrow too.
Got another one coming tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm gonna be buried in them. Gosh.
You know, it kind of is what it is, kind of a thing. But we're gonna get to our impressions, our thoughts, everything. First thing I wanted to talk about was I saw Brian Singleton's video on the Zeno Pro today. Have you seen his video?
Of course, yeah. And then a Gorilla Man posted a couple of really good videos as well, and I think they're spot on the money.
Yeah, I mean, and I wanted to bring this up because I know a lot of people are Zeno aficionados, and I'm the vice president of ZinoNation, so I better talk about it. But Brian is always spot on. Okay, I will say that, Brian, we love you. Okay, you're always spot on. But there was absolutely, he didn't mince any words about it. He said, you're getting the same thing. You're really getting the same thing as you get with the Zeno. Okay. He said, this improved range. And I think he brought up a great point. The battery will never last. Okay. Even if you were able to get it to go there, it's going to return home.
You don't have enough battery power. And coincidentally, this came in the mail today too. I ordered
your battery.
Yeah, a new battery for the Zeno, because there's an issue with the Zenos. A lot of people are having problems with them where they will suddenly fall out of the sky. And what's going on as the batteries get older, they degrade, and the circuitry inside the battery lets loose and kills all the power. So yeah, and I noticed my original battery, I was really getting reduced flight time with it. So discretion is the better part of valor. And I just ordered another battery, and that first original battery that I have, I might hang on to it to use it for firmware updates and stuff like that, but it will never fly in the drone again.
Okay, well, we have a lot of people here. I want to go ahead and welcome them. Drone Master is here. DeMarco is here. Parks and Tech, Josh is here. Floyd Motes is in the house. 3X Jones, Brad Hendo. Let's see who else. Arbitu Fan 008 is here. Nick's High Tech. Let's see who else. Chris Hope is here. Steve Ewing. Ted Bowman. Let's see who else here. I want to make sure we got him. Whizbang 99 is here. Matthew Cundiff is here. All right, Tony Faz. Okay, well, I think we got everybody covered here. Well, I wanted to start off with the Zeno because, we're probably going to be spending the bulk of the time talking about the Mavic Mini. Now, probably, there are some things that I want to go over, and probably the shortest subject I want to go over. Does the Mini fly good inside? Well, Tim, you kind of missed it because I gave a demo of the Mini flying inside right at the beginning of the show. So if you want to get back, and I flew with the cages on, because if I didn't fly with the cages on, I probably wouldn't be alive in the morning. Okay. The missus would have seen to that. So if you go back and look at some of my old videos, the original Mavic Pro, I hit the wall, Marcus. Okay.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. So I got, yeah.
Hey, well, in conjunction with that, Bill, you just brought something up about flying inside. And one of the points is that this guy is steady as a rock. When you just flew yours, you were comfortable taking it up real close to the camera, and you knew that it wasn't going to move around and you weren't going to have issues with it. That's one of the first things I noticed when I flew this thing today in comparison to, say, the Hubsan Zeno. This dude is rock solid. It just holds its position and it's right there.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's the one thing that I can say right now. I did a little small test flight before you joined, Marcus, and it was rock steady. I mean, it was not going anywhere. It was absolutely positively steady. I really like that. One of the first things I wanted to talk about here, and I got to get the dang thing off of this. Okay. I did have a question. A couple of people actually asked me the questions here. Now, you remember on the remotes for like probably Mavic 2 Pro, the Spark, the Mavic Air. Okay, they all had that slider here. All right. Well, there is no slider. Marcus didn't have one. I didn't have one. I had a gentleman, several people asked me, so it's not here. It's not a part of it. You didn't miss it. It's not something that you need to ask DJI about. So I wanted to get that cleared up right away. Now, there's a couple of hot topics that people wanted to talk about. And I think one of them is device compatibility with the DJI Fly app, because I think that's a question I have seen ad nauseum. Craig Birch, welcome. Thanks for joining tonight. I'm going to go ahead and put a slide up on the screen, okay? And it's from the DJI Fly app, and it's going to show device compatibility. So let's go ahead and let me bring, I got that up. Let's go ahead and get it up on the screen. Okay. You see iOS v 1.0.1, okay, requires iOS 10.0 or above, and it lists iPhone 11 Pro Max, all the iPhone 11s, iPhone XS, XR, X, 8 Plus, 8, 7 Plus, 7, 6S Plus, 6S, 6 Plus, and iPhone 6, okay? Now with Android, okay? And what I find very interesting, and what I had already asked DJI about, is right off the bat, it says compatible with Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus, Samsung Galaxy S10. Okay, I want to stop right there. I have a Note 10 Plus, all right? So it's like, is this a typo or what? Well, guys, guess what? Okay, that demo that I did, that live demo that I did at the beginning, I was using my Note 10 Plus. So it works on the Note 10 Plus, but it does list everything. And I mean, there's a lot of phones here, and probably some of these are tablets as well. But one of the things you have to know, and I did get a message back from DJI just to let everybody know, they did indicate to me, they said, please be patient. We are working to get more tablets and more Android devices, because, there's the Apple device list. Then there's the Android device list. Okay. They're two different beasts, because, you're going back all the way to the 6 for the iPhone, which is fantastic here. Okay. But with Android, there's a lot there. Okay. And I mean, while it looks like there's a lot on this list, it probably is not in terms of the world. In terms of the Android world, there are dozens and dozens and dozens of options that you can get. So be patient with DJI. And if you have any questions about that, and this is one thing that I've been trying to educate people on, tweet DJ at DJI support. They will answer your questions. Okay. They do get back to you. So please make sure you go ahead and do that as far as that's concerned. Marcus, we all know what the other elephant is in the room, don't we?
You're talking about it starts with an S and ends with a 2?
Well, no, not the Skydio. No, I was gonna say the other issue with the DJI Mavic Mini, the ordering.
Oh, geez. Oh, gosh.
Yeah. Why don't you share, Marcus, your travails here? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, well, you know, I'll be honest with you, Bill. It's just as I predicted. You know, once I got this little guy in my hand and flew it, all of that stuff, I didn't care about it after that. You know what I mean? But it was fairly traumatic at the time. So I ordered initially from DJI on October 30th. Now, what DJI didn't tell us was that the release day is November 11th. Nobody knew that. Didn't say on the website. They didn't tell us that we were pre-ordering a drone. I, foolish enough, thought I was ordering a drone. Bill the Drone Reviewer spotted the little fine print that says, "Hey, we'll ship in 20 to 25 business days." So what he did is he went right out on Best Buy's website, and they said, "Hey, you can pick it up on November 11th." Bill was smart enough to cancel his DJI order and go ahead and order from Best Buy. I'm just not that bright. So I stuck with my DJI order, thinking, because we didn't know at the time that November 11th was the official release date. Didn't know. I thought, hey, they're going to ship it. And I thought it was like Disneyland, under promise, over deliver. Thought that they would probably ship it. We'd have it in 4 or 5 days. Well, as time went on and it didn't happen, I was getting a little nervous. So I went on Best Buy's website. They said, "Hey, give us $25. We will get it to you on Monday, the 11th. So I ordered from Best Buy, canceled my DJI order. We get to last Sunday night, the 10th, and I get an email from Best Buy saying, "Hey, sorry, we couldn't ship your order. Don't have it." Nothing on there said when they're going to ship it or whatever. So, geez, I'm despondent at that point, thinking, gosh, I canceled my order from DJI. When am I going to get one of these things? So the next morning, I thought what I would do is drive out to my local Best Buy and see if they happen to have, if they shipped them any extras, and that I could simply purchase one. And while I was on my way out the door, I thought, I ought to look at Amazon's website. By golly, Amazon had them, and they said, "Hey, if you order, we'll have it in your hands by Wednesday." So boom, I clicked that buy button on Amazon, got one coming. At least I knew I'd have one coming by the 13th. So I got to Best Buy, and of course they didn't have any extra, like everybody else is finding out. They didn't have any. So in fact, the people in customer service were very nice. She told me, she said, "Listen, Marcus," she said, I told her my story, and she goes, "I'm sorry." She said, "We only have one here, and that was for a pre-order." So my local Best Buy got a total of one Mavic Mini. But so then I had the bright idea, hey, the Apple Store sells DJI products. So I buzzed on over to the Apple Store. Of course, none there too, but they were also very nice. I've got a local Kroger store that sells DJI products. I buzzed over there, and they were really nice too. They looked in their inventory system and said, "No, you know what? We don't have any." So I went home feeling kind of dejected, but knowing that I would have one in a couple days that I ordered from Amazon. And just like, Amazon is just spot on. I got an email from them, "Hey, your bird is shipped. It's on its way." And about probably 5 p.m., I get an email from Best Buy, and they said, "Hey, good news. We've shipped your Fly More combo, and we're going to overnight it. So it'll be there in the morning." And so sure enough, 11 a.m. this morning, my little drone showed up. So I was really happy about that. And so tomorrow I'll have another box that with just not the Fly More combo, but just the Mavic standard Mavic Mini. So I don't know. I'll sell that one on eBay or something. We'll get that figured out. But anyway, that's, I'm not even going to call it a tale of woe. It's just kind of a comedy of errors. Let's put it that way. And like I said, and boy, that thought went through my head as I was out having a ball flying this guy today, thinking, you know what? I knew that once I got a hold of it, none of that other stuff would matter, and it doesn't. So that's my story, Bill, and I'm sticking to it. I hope I didn't bore everybody.
Yeah, Canadian Drone Pilot puts in agree lack of info to DJI direct customers. So the DJI sort of slapped their direct order customers by making resellers a priority. Canadian Drone Pilot, that's pretty much spot on. You know,
agree.
they really, you know, and I talked about this with Ron and with Marcus as well, and it's a head scratcher because you know, this is the time of year that you want to have to be real up on inventory, okay? And not only you yourself as the company, you want to have your distribution points such as Amazon and Best Buy and B&H Photo and Adorama and all these places that carry drones. You want them to be up on inventory too. You know, places like, you know, Frank Store, Carolina Drones. You know, you want all of these places to be up on their inventory. You don't want to have it, you know, having an experience like, you know, what Marcus has told you folks, multiply that out, okay, times probably, you know, several thousand people, because I know, because I've gotten so many people. I'm sorry, I got to stop here.
Yeah, you got to put that one on the screen.
Brian Singleton. I should have. Marcus looks happy after buying 17 Mavic.
I'm ecstatic, Brian. I got to tell you.
I'm sorry, I had to stop on that one. That was just absolutely hilarious. But the whole thing of it is, you know, when you realize, you know, how, you know, and something else we also talked about, you know, was the debacle back in 2016 with the DJI Mavic Pro, and how, you know, it was released in October and a lot of people didn't get theirs until January. Okay.
Right.
And it was horrific. And Lauren just posted, of the 200, we have 28 left. Okay. So, I mean, it's doing exactly what we thought it would, fly off the shelves, literally. Okay. And I can see the reason why. You know what my wife said, Marcus, the first time, you know, when she saw this, how cute is this? Okay. Those were her exact words. How cute is this? Okay. And the other one, it's a baby Mavic. Okay. It's like, it's a baby Mavic kind of a thing. But getting back, I'm sorry, I digressed here for a second, but getting back to this point, you know, DJI, you know, also too, you realize, you know, a lot of people are select customers. Okay. I know you are, I am,
Right.
you know, we've paid that, what, 35, 40 bucks, you know, to hopefully get some benefits from this. And, you know, I've yet to see any concrete benefits from that. Okay. From my membership in this program. And you think that we, as, you know, if you have a select membership, you would have gotten some benefits from it. What have we gotten? We've gotten zilch, zero, pretty much. I mean, that's pretty much what we've gotten from this. And, you know, it's just, all of this is leaving a bad taste in people's mouths, Marcus. You know, and I know several people. I know Michael, who you had on last night with Ron last night on
Philly Drone Life.
Philly Drone Life. Okay. I know he's told me he gets all of his from Best Buy. Okay. He doesn't deal with DJI at all. And, you know, I'm beginning to think I'm going to be doing the same thing. I think I'm going to, next time DJI comes out with a drone, guess where I'm going to go. Okay. Because, you know, going out there and seeing that 20 to 25 days that they had out there, that was ludicrous. I mean,
you know, Bill, can I add to that a little bit?
Sure.
Best Buy, you know, I was very disappointed Sunday night when I got the email that said you're not getting it. But they really stepped up to get it to me today. They overnighted that thing, which couldn't have been cheap. So I appreciate that. The only complaint I will have is that their communication wasn't better. If they first, when they sent that email out that said, hey, you know, two things. Number one, I'm spent a career in logistics and I understand inventory control systems. And I know darn well, why did they take my order when they didn't have inventory? Because their system would surely tell them that. Now, Was there a shipment that was coming to them that arrived late? I'll give them that. That could have happened and could have messed things up. Now, but once that happened, they sent me that email. That was great. But what panicked me about that email was it said, hey, Marcus, if we don't ship this to you by December 10th, we're going to refund your money. I'm thinking December 10th, holy crap. You know, they must have just thought that, hey, they're not going to get any for a while when I read that, right? Well, I wish they would have said, hey, we think we're going to be able to ship this tomorrow. And then I would have held off on buying that one from Amazon. And I was then relieved to get the email that I did get. And I thought it was great of them to overnight it. And then also kudos to the people at the store. All the people that in customer service at my local Best Buy were really nice and were doing everything they could to try and help.
That's awesome. You know,
Yeah.
and that's fantastic. And, you know, I had heard reports, and I had somebody, one of my subscribers commented on Sunday, he was able to pick his up at Best Buy on a Sunday, which, you know, I checked our local store and they said, no. I said, you have to, it's Monday. I mean, that's the bottom line. So I don't know how that happened and how that store did that. And they could probably get in a whole lot of trouble with DJIs. And you don't want to have that kind of stuff. I mean, you know, it just, you know, I don't want to say there's a cloud over this release, but you know, it's just such a, you know, with the Mavic 2, when the Mavic 2 came out, there was no drama. Okay.
I did the same thing, Bill. I was watching the website when the Mavic 2 came out.
Mm-hmm.
And it was available to order, just like with the Mini, I ordered it and I had it in my hands in 4 days. And so because of that experience, that's what I was expecting with this.
Oh yeah.
And it was not that way.
Same thing. I was expecting the same thing. The only snafu that I had was, and DJI had a problem that day because they had so many orders that their system wasn't recognizing my bank account for some reason. Okay. And and I had pinged DJI support about that. And they said, try back in about 15 minutes and try every 15 minutes. So finally, after a half hour, I tried again and it worked. I was able to get through. For some reason, they were getting jammed with orders. I mean, but like you said, I got mine. I ordered mine on the 23rd. I got mine on the 30th. They came, no questions asked. There was no pauses, no nothing, no
fuss,
20,
no muss.
No fuss, no muss, no 20 to 25 days. And like you saw, you know, if people saw, I put on my other channel, going to pick it up at Best Buy. Here's my email. I just need to show you that. Here's my ID. You want a receipt? Yes. Boom. Here you are, sir. Have a nice day. That was it. I mean, it was like done kind of stuff. I mean, it was easy. And that's one of the things I like about the pre-order system that they have at Best Buy, because you just walk up to that counter, boom, 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 done, gone. You're out, in and out of the store. It was a piece of cake. So, you know, there's just, to me, DJI is going to have to step up here. You know, when it comes time for another release, because there's just a cloud over this, Marcus. It's just, you know, not only with that, but also too, you know, as we talked about briefly about the app list, there's a lot of devices that are not on there. Okay. And a lot of people are saying, you know what, do I have to buy this device to be able to use it? For example, okay, you know, they don't have listed, they have iOS v1.01 and it says requires iOS 10.0 or above, which is fine. They don't mention anything about the iPads on there. Okay. And I know for a fact, iPad mini 4 works without any problem. So, I mean, you know, they need to kind of, their communication's out of whack. You know, I don't know.
It was on this one. I absolutely. And I was like you, I was very disappointed. Although I keep getting back to, I feel a lot better now that I've got one.
Brian Singleton says his is stuck in Memphis because it's frozen over there. Elvis has not left the building. So
dang it. I'm sorry, Brian. Jeez.
Yeah, that's just, you know, and that's a very frustrating time and a frustrating experience when something like that happens, you know. One of the other things I want to talk about, and Marcus and I touched on this briefly, is, you know, using the DJI Fly app. updates, the firmware update went like clockwork, Marcus. I mean, using the app. I mean, it was. Go ahead.
On that subject, Bill. So let me ask you. So what I did when I fired mine up this afternoon, I did the first thing obviously was the firmware update, and like you said, that was very smooth and very easy. We Zeno people dream about that. But also like you should do. I did the IMU calibration and I did a compass calibration out in the field, and both of those were just so simple and so easy to do. And I will say that Fly app, I probably stumbled around it a little bit, but it is pretty intuitive. One of the things I noticed, Bill, is I liked, so when you hit the land button, it asks you, this button says land, this button says return to home. You have to hold your finger on it till it closes the circle, and then it starts doing that. I like that. Same thing on takeoff. You got to hold your finger on that button and you'll see it close the circle, and then the bird takes off.
That's good. That's good. So,
I like it.
you're making double sure. And I wish they would take that. I wish they would translate it over to the Go 4 app to do something like that, because how easy it is to, instead of doing return to home, to hit land. I mean, because the way they're aligned up on the Go 4
also
app.
the slider too. So the slider on the Go 4 app, I don't know about you. Sometimes I'll slide it and it does or it doesn't.
Yeah.
All you do is hold your finger on it, and as soon as the circle closed, it was done.
Okay, there's some comments. Johnny Dronefather says, like Marcus said, once you get it, all those bad feelings go away quick. Let's see who else. Talman Murphy Jr. Said the Apple App Store DJI Fly app does list iPads as being compatible. Thank you for that as well. That's great. So
Hey, Bill, I also see Ted Boltman is he's a local guy here. I'm going to go fly with him one of these days. He lives right here in Idaho, and he's asking about the battery and how that works is, Ted, you can either charge it in the bird itself. You just plug the USB cable into the back of the bird, or Bill's going to hold it up here. There's the multi-charger, which is the cool way to do it. It'll charge 3 batteries in a row, and it's really slick. The other cool thing about that is you can also power through to your controller too and charge the controller. You can also use that for a power bank. So that's what makes that Fly More combo, I think, a pretty neat deal.
Now, I got to say this, though. Getting these batteries you cannot accidentally get these batteries out of here. Okay. It does take a little bit of effort. I mean, it's not terribly hard, but it does take some effort. So like when I do this, they're not coming out. They're not going anywhere, which is nice. Okay. I like that. Now, one of the things that I wanted to mention to everybody who they haven't gotten theirs yet, it does take a while for all 3 of those batteries to charge up. Give it at least 2.5+ hours. It took last night when I was charging mine up, probably almost 3 hours to get all 3 of those batteries charged up.
Okay, Bill, there again, we people that fly the Zeno, it takes about 4 hours to charge 1 battery. So,
you're kidding. Oh my
gosh.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Wow. Yeah, that's yeah.
So,
it's just
put it in perspective.
That's hilarious. That's absolutely hilarious. But I mean, all in all, I'm feeling pretty good about this. And I think, one of the things, my initial impression on this, okay, I mean, not with that, it's how light it is. Okay. It's just so incredibly light. I mean, I just can't get over that.
Everybody is saying that, right? All the reviewers that we've looked at, the first 2 things that they've all remarked on is the size and the lightness. And I don't care. I thought I was prepared for it too, Bill, until I pulled it out of the case, and it was like, you're just stunned at how light it is and how small it is.
Lauren just added in here, it will charge the controller until after the batteries are done. And Lauren's correct on that. Yeah, yep. Lauren's correct on that. So,
hey, so the other thing that's worth pointing out is the size of this thing. So one of the big attractive things about this drone for me is for traveling. And this thing, I'll put my hand over this so you can see the size of it. That carries your charger, 3 batteries, the drone, all your cables. It's going to be great for traveling.
Yeah, and you know, that's the first thing that hit me last night. And I told Valerie, I said, the quality, number one, the quality of this case, okay, it's done really well. The cutouts in here for everything, for the controller, for the charging brick, for your batteries here, for the Mavic 2, Mavic Mini in here. It's all perfect. I mean, it's just absolutely rock solid. And what's going to be nice is this will fit in my overnight bag because we're going up to Ohio. Guess what's coming up to Ohio with me? Okay, when we go up there. I mean, this is just natural. So
hey, Bill, Tallman Murray brings up something here. He's talking about there's something with the Fly More combo. You get the fast charger that you do not. In fact, you don't even get a charger if you just buy the regular one, and you just would plug it into your phone charger or whatever. But with the Fly More combo, you get the fast charger, and it does charge the batteries better. Thank you for bringing that up, Tallman.
Yeah, that was great. That is an excellent point, because otherwise, when you charge it, you have to do it in here. Now, Lauren brought up a point yesterday, and he posted it out on the Mavic group page, Mavic Mini group page. Is when you first take the gimbal cover off, just make sure there's play with the gimbal. He was talking about that before you fire it up for the first time, because apparently there's been some issues with that. But mine was fine from the get go. I mean, I did that with I had no problems when I did that. And by the way, the prop guards were incredibly easy to put on. And I also wanted to answer, I had some comments on my unboxing video, and several of them asked about the when you have the prop guards on. Okay, well, here's the thing, guys. Okay, it's over 249 grams with the prop guards on, and you have to register your drone. Okay, I can't speak for other countries. Okay, what the laws are in other countries, and I assume here in the United States, pay your $5, get your label, put it on the side if you want to fly with the prop guards on, because that's what it's going to take. Okay.
So Bill, now I assume you're going to go ahead and put your tail number on yours.
Oh, absolutely. I'm gonna. Yeah. There's no reason not to. I mean, I don't know if you saw today. There's some other people out there. We're mounting GoPro 8s on top of them and flying them today. I don't know if you saw any of those.
I saw the video. I didn't watch it, but
I haven't watched the videos either. But I kind of thought that was a little wow. Okay, it can handle a GoPro 8 on top of that. I'm just like, okay, just like kind of like shaking my head as far as that's concerned. So,
hey, Bill, I want to add too today. Well, I'm probably getting ahead of us a little bit, but range wise, I flew it out a kilometer. I took it one click out and one click back.
Okay, no issues at all.
Yeah, no, I did, and I talked to you earlier. I had it in sport mode, and I got an error on there, and I don't know if anybody else has seen this. The first I've heard of it, it said I got a little error message at the top that said aircraft power insufficient. Now that was when I was in sport mode. I was at full ascent and full pitch forward, so full throttle on both sticks. And I got that error message. Now switching it into P mode, didn't get it. So I'm sure the bird was using a lot of juice. And I mean, I don't know. I'll be interested to hear what other people. And of course, that's the first time I charged that battery too. So first time for everything. Could it have something to do with that? I don't know.
Yeah. Now Lauren put in there too. Charge time with a standard USB charger is 3 hours 10 minutes. With DJI or Q3 charger is 1 hour 5 minutes. Okay, that's good. And that is per. Okay, all right. Well, that kind of helps as far as answering that question is concerned. But this is going to be a fantastic drone to travel with. I mean, that was one of the things that absolutely struck me right out of the gate. And of all the videos that I've watched, and I've watched so many on them. All
of us have, Bill. So
yeah, I mean, well, seriously, But
Yeah.
the ones the one that really stood out for me was Billy Kyle's first video. Okay. And especially the video portion of it, not so much, he's done one on a compass calibration and IMU calibration, everything. I love all of Billy's videos, but what he did there, I thought was fantastic, and really got to see what this camera's capable of. Now, this was even before he did the firmware update. Okay. Now he did mention, and I thought this was interesting. The picture quality is much better with the firmware update. Number one, and number two, he said the video quality. He says it's not something that you really. It's not. It's kind of negligible. It's probably something you really couldn't notice unless you really looked at it pretty hard. But I mean, from the video I've seen, Marcus, I've really thought. I mean, for this size of a bird to get that kind of video out of it, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I just uploaded my raw video and I haven't had a chance to look at it yet. But yeah, I with like you, I was very impressed. And it's not just that; it's Billy does such a good job of showcasing the abilities of the camera on the drone. I mean, he knows how to put it in a position where you've got one part of the picture that can be blown out, another part of the picture that can be underexposed, and he knows how to explain that. So I would encourage anybody to watch his series of videos on that, because it taught me a lot.
Yeah, and Billy also went over a firmware update, and I thought that was another one I think you should watch too. I'm gonna there's some people that have come in since I've been talking here. Raphael Galinsky is in, Johnny Drone Flyer is here. Let's see who else has been in since then. Jeff Nitschke. Let's see who else. Tony Faz. I know Art's in the house. Art, welcome today. It's good seeing you here. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that I covered everybody else as well too. This is going to be, and Lauren, posted that stat right there. The 200 they had in, I think they had 28 left. Okay, this is something it will fly off the shelves at Christmas. Okay, that when retailers get these in stock, and I think you're going to see them at places. I think you'll see them at Target. You'll see them at Walmart. Obviously, Best Buy, Apple Store. You're going to see these in a lot more places, even Kroger. You're going to see them in a lot more places than you normally would see a drone. And because this is something that's going to appeal to a lot of people, Marcus. And when people find out how easy this is to use, and especially how easy that app is to use, okay, it's going to spread more and more and more. It's just going to be like this snowball effect that's going to happen with this.
Yeah, so I am looking right now, Bill. Just because you mentioned it, I'm on DJI's website. So here's something that's interesting. So just the standard Mavic Mini, if you would have looked at this yesterday, and I know this because I did, they said the estimated ship time was 3 to 5 days. Now the website says estimated to ship in 10 to 15 days. The Fly More combo has always said 20 to 25 business days. But it's interesting that they have upped that shipping estimate on the Mini. So that tells me that they're selling a bunch of them.
Yeah. I mean, it's just it's literally gonna be something that the people are talking about. I mean, if you go out there and you look, I mean, my gosh, how many reviewers got the Mini ahead of time? Kelly Shore's got it. Rick Smith got it. Aldrin Estachio from Flight Path had it. Obviously Casey Neistat had it, but I'm talking about the core drone reviewers have had it, and they've put out some great videos on this already. And Air Photography, who's a good friend of mine up in Canada, he's put out several great videos on it. And I think the more the merrier in terms of this. Okay, and I think a lot of people will look at their videos, and then people will also look at our videos too, because I'll call them, they're in the 100K and above plateau as far as subscribers are concerned, and they've richly earned that, every single one of them. Okay, they all do excellent work. All those channels are fantastic. Then there's us. I call it the below 100K level, And, you know, people will also look at our videos as well too. I mean, I just put out my unboxing, and I wanted, and what the reason that I did it the way I did it last night was, you know, I didn't do a Casey Neistat and shake everything out over a table kind of a thing. But what I did was, you know, I took everything out and then I paused it and then I unwrapped everything. And then I went through everything piece by piece because, and I think a lot of reviewers are doing that, because I noticed Aldrin put out a video, a beginner's guide. I know my friend Air Photography, he put out a beginner's guide as well too, because this is going to be geared toward people who have never had drones before, Marcus. And I think it's going to be real important that we kind of treat, you know, obviously, you know, we treat, you know, our subscribers with respect, but also to do it in such a way that you also can be inclusive of these new people who, you know, come Christmas morning, they're looking for DJI Mavic Mini Beginner's Guide. What do they see out there? Okay, they see it. They see something from Marcus. They see something from Bill. They see something from Ron. And you know what? Let me take a look at this. Okay, you know, the easier we make this to understand for them, the better. Okay, and the other thing is too, everybody knows, you know, well, a lot of people know the whole reason I started my channel was, you know, there were 35, 40-minute videos out there. And I said, wait a minute, you know, I can reinvent the wheel here a little bit, folks. Okay. I wanted to cut that down. All right. And I think I've done that. I think the more compact we make our videos regarding the Mavic Mini, I think the better. And I think the more inclusive, you know, have like a beginner's guide. Okay. But then, you know, break some of these things apart, you know, like Billy did a compass and IMU calibration. And I think Rick Smith did one as well too. You know, several people have done one just on the DJI Fly app. You know, the more that we have out there, the better it's going to be for everybody, because everybody puts a little bit of a different spin on everything. And I think that's fantastic. Billy is very meticulous. Okay. And if you're watching, Billy, which I hope you are, you know, kudos to you.
He's the gold standard is the way to put that.
Yeah. Billy is the gold standard. Okay. Because,
yeah.
and I know from talking with Ken, because Ken's seen him, how he's done his things. You know, he's very meticulous. You know, he writes a lot of things out, and, you know, that's why a lot of times he looks very serious in his videos, because he's really focused and he wants to get his point across, and he always does. And he does a fantastic job with that. You know, and there are some other ones too that do a fantastic job, like Kelly from Ready Set Drone. Kelly's very laid back. It's very matter of fact. You know, Rick Smith, you know, his engineering background is off the charts, and he tells it to you in such a way that makes it easy to understand. And I think that's the big thing here with all these people who are going to be getting this for Christmas. Okay, we're going to need to make it, you know, as members of the drone community, we're going to need to make it easy for these people to understand, you know, because you know what, I don't want you sitting there for 20 minutes fumbling around. You know, I want you to be able to get the information you need and do what you're supposed to do. Get outside and fly. I mean, you know, that's what this is about, Marcus.
Yeah, I totally agree. So let me add one more thing to what you're saying. So, and Ron Brown talks about this all the time. Yes, there's some big drone reviewers, and they're just throwing out videos now, and good ones. I'm not. That's not a criticism, but they're coming almost every day, more and more. And of course, they'll get a ton of views. But the one thing that will happen on your channel and my channel and Josh Parks and Tech and True Drone Reviews and a lot of the other people that we know, Ron Brown and Ryan Duvall, we will continue to fly these drones. And 6 months from now, a year from now, we'll still be publishing videos on the Mavic Mini, trying some new things as they do updates, you know, to keep everything up to speed.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, Ron brings up a very good point there, you know, and, you know, with all of us, I mean, you know, I think all of us I take it, and I'm sure you do as well, if you really think about it. You know, we take our responsibility seriously. You know, while this is a hobby and this is fun for us, this is also, I think, educational in a way. and we're providing an education for everybody out there. And the more that we're able to show people how to do things and to do them right, I think the better I feel personally. And I know Marcus as well. When you get these comments that reflect that, for instance, on the Osmo Pocket, I put out a video about reattaching the door. Nobody had one out there. That's now hit 4,000 or 5,000 views. You wouldn't believe that's been the most commented on video I think I've ever had, even more than the 50,000 ones. And people are just like so appreciative. And I said, they asked me how did I find it, and I said, well, I saw somebody do it on a GoPro Hero 6, okay, and it's the same exact thing, and it was just like, and nobody had a video on it. So I said, I'm gonna put a video out here, and boom, that's what I get the most satisfaction out of, is being able to help people like that. And I've had a lot of people compliment me. For instance, I was one of the first ones to do something about internal storage on the Mavic 2 and how to access that. Okay, if you have a Windows-based PC, and again, it was a lot of compliments on that. People will, do recognize that, which I think is fantastic. Want to acknowledge Ethan Mitchell's here tonight. Michael Wright, welcome. Thanks for joining us here tonight. I can't tell you how excited I am, Mark. I'm still excited about this. It's like it's like Christmas is here, and Skydio isn't even here yet.
That's it. Hey, I just thought of something else, Bill, that I wanted to point out that I noticed about this bird that I had not heard anybody talk about. If you look at the back of the arm here, that is really soft, squishy rubber. You press on that and it's soft and squishy. Now the back arms, it's hard plastic.
Yeah.
Just like you would expect. The front arms, it's soft and squishy.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
I don't know if that means anything. I just noticed it.
That's a very good point. That's the very first time I've noticed that. And and I got to say this, one of the things, DJI does a great job with their tutorials. Okay, we've kind of like ridden on DJI an awful lot, but one of the things that I want to say is this. Okay, they do a very good job with the tutorials they put out on YouTube. I do commend them for that. And as always, whenever you see something from us, if something DJI says supersedes it, go with what DJI has said, because they're the final authority on this. If they're telling you to do something and we're telling you different, go with what they have to say. And and I'm saying that because if there's an issue of safety involved, you want to go with what the manufacturer says in all instances. Okay, there's just absolutely positively no qualms and quarrels about that. But I got to hand it to DJI. They do a great job with those videos. Definitely go out there and watch them. Now, at the beginning of the chat here today, and I want to point this out to everybody, is the compatibility list for all the devices for the DJI Fly app. And I also have this embedded. It's in the description of tonight's video. So after the video posts and gets out there, you'll have that there as well. Marcus, you have any any closing thoughts tonight at all?
Yeah, we got 74 people watching right now. Hit that thumbs up button, please. Let's show some support for our friend Bill the Drone Reviewer. He brings us this content every week. Let's give him a thumbs up.
Well, and I got to thank having 73 people here tonight is just, I think it's absolutely fantastic. One of the things I want to say, and then I'll let you have the floor for a little bit here before we close. One of the things that I wanted to say here is we're really, we've had what I'll call it like a desert year. Okay. Where, from January up until now, it's kind of been, as far as consumer drones is concerned, it's kind of been kind of quiet. All right. And I'm not talking about, I'll exclude the Zeno and the FEMI and all that, as far as, DJI, everybody. Unique made a little bit of noise with their new Manus that came out. And now, we have the Mavic Mini, and the Skydio 2 is coming out. And then there's hot rumors coming up in 2020 about the Mavic 3 coming out in January. So, we had a dry period, and now all of a sudden it's going to be like boom, 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 boom. And there's going to be an awful lot. And one of the things that I can tell you is my Skydio 2 group, it is about 3 or 4 people away from 400 right now. Okay. I know Marcus has a group, and his group has grown as well too. It's just, it's something that's going to get a lot of attention, and rightly so. And I think, whereas, this guy is geared for beginners. Okay. Skydio 2 is not really what you would consider a beginner's type of a drone. Okay. It's going to be something that's really going to be revolutionary. It's going to break the mold. And I think where DJI has failed, I don't think Skydio is going to fail. Okay. I think their communication has been great. They've kept us up to date on things. And when they say something's going to ship, it's going to ship. So, coming up in a couple of weeks, I expect to see some action as far as that's concerned, Marcus. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, in a couple of weeks, I suspect you and I are going to be doing a show, and instead of holding this up, we're going to be holding up that blue Skydio 2. So yeah, that's going to be fun. So Bill, what this does for me. So you mentioned it as a beginner drone, and it absolutely is. But it also, I think one of the appeals of it is that it also appeals to experienced pilots because of the portability of it and the fact that it takes really good video. And just like your trip you're taking right now, I'm telling you, I am not ever going to get on an airplane without this thing. Whether I'm going to Arizona or Las Vegas or wherever I'm headed, it's going to be so easy to tuck this thing into a bag and take it with you. So just a little, and it flies. That's the other thing. I flew it for the first time today, so it's just my first impressions. But it flies like a DJI drone. It's smooth, easy to control. The yaw, the pitch, it's stable. It's all of those things. All those things that you guys know I love the Hubsan Zeno, but all those things that we complained about it, this guy's got none of those issues. That's all I'm saying.
Well, we're going to kind of wrap things up here. I did get to see the other day, and this is not Steve, Captain Drone, whose channel I really like as well too. And I'm good friends with him. He just did a review on the Fimi X8. A lot of people have been begging him to do that, and he did one, and it went flawless for him. He had absolutely no issues. But one of the things, when I left him the comment, he had no idea, Marcus, about your incident, and who's our other friend that had
Kolsky Drones, Al Duran.
Al Duran had his
a lot
incident.
of people have had issues. Yeah.
And I told him about that. So I said, you may want, I said, I wanted to kind of plant a seed in the back of your head, Steve, to be aware of this, because this issue has happened with it. The video that comes off of there, Marcus, I think it's just absolutely stellar. I mean, it's great video. It shoots great video. I think it's a great bird, but the thing that I'm hesitant about is, when I see the incidents like you had and what Al Duran had, didn't Dustin have one as well too?
I don't think Dustin had a problem, but
okay.
Kolsky Drones, he just had a complete flyaway. And by the way, because I fly that thing, I get a lot of commenters, and I wish I could tell you all their names, but I know a lot of people have had flyaways and other issues with that drone. Now, all of that said, you're always going to hear about the people with problems. And obviously I had a problem on my first flight with that thing, but man, they have really improved that drone, Bill. It flies nice now. The controller is awesome. I like the way it clamps the phone in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I like that, the way they do that better than the way DJI does with the arms at the bottom. It works really
I agree.
Well. And then Bill, I wish you could take a chance to fly that thing, because it reminds me a lot of the Mavic 2. It is fast and powerful. It's not, I don't know how to explain this, but the Mavic 2 is just the king of smoothness with the controls and easy to make it do what you want it to do. It's not quite there, but it has that kind of power and ability to move like the Mavic 2 does.
Marcus, any closing thoughts?
Yeah. DJI, I forgive you. I love it.
Well, you know, I got to say this. If you guys didn't, those of you who were late to the show, make sure when the show posts to take a look at the first few minutes, because I actually had a little test flight in front of everybody here, of course, with the prop guards on. And there's a reason the prop guards are on. You know, if anybody wants to look back, there's a video where I ran the Mavic Pro into the wall here at the house. So this is why anytime if I'm going to fly inside, it's going to have prop guards on. Okay. That's not going to happen. But if you guys want to go back and check that out, please do so. You know, and I agree with Marcus. You know, I think DJI is going to score themselves away. You know, they're not the new kid on the block. They know they've been to this rodeo once or twice before. And especially with holidays coming up and the impact that it's going to have upon consumers, you know, there's going to be some good things coming up with that. So be patient. You know, is for those of you that are waiting, you'll get them. You know, it's not going to be, I don't think we're going to see anywhere near like what we had with the DJI Mavic Pro as far as all that's concerned. I want to thank everybody in the chat tonight. Okay. You guys have just been absolutely stellar. I know Lauren's been here. Oracle, Miata's here, Josh is here, Better with a Drone, Preston Jensen, Lauren's here, Canadian Drone Pilot, Drone Master, Johnny Drone Flyer. Thank you. Chris Hope was here. Let's see, Michael Wright was here. You know, just had a wonderful 3X drones. You guys just spot on. I love your comments. I love your chat. You know, do me a favor and do Marcus a favor as well, because it's also a reflection on him. Hit that like button when you guys leave tonight. That really means a lot to us, you know, in getting our message out about the, you know, it's a great day to fly. You know the message of the channel. You know, it is a great day to fly. Coming up, and it's going to be in very short order here, guys. We're going to have the 12 Days of Christmas. We do ours live. I know Rick does his. He tapes his. Okay. We do ours live, and I'm going to try to cajole and see maybe if I can get not only Marcus, but Ron to join Valerie and I, so we can just have a blast. And it's going to be, they're going to be 15 minutes. It's going to be real quick, but we're going to have a lot of fun. I have brand new t-shirt design. I have a well, it's the same design, but it's on navy blue, and it looks a whole lot better. You've probably seen my navy blue polo shirt. That's going to be one of the prizes. We're going to have t-shirts. I have a black mug with the new BillTheDroneReviewer logo on that as well. People are going to win stuff. Okay. And it's not, you know, I learned my lesson last year because I was giving away things like a lot of people won landing gear to a Mavic 2 and they had a Spark and, you know, it's just things that they couldn't use, a gimbal cover for a Mavic Pro, and, you know, they had a Mavic Air, and, you know, just all those kind of things. So we're not doing that this year. We're going to do this. And I think people will have something, you know, something that they'll enjoy as far as that's concerned. So, you know, as I mentioned in the show, Valerie and I are going to be heading up north. It's going to be cold. I told Valerie, I said, make sure you get your sweaters and your coat and all that kind of good stuff, because well, thank God we're not going up right now, because they just had some snow come through and some freezing rain and all that. And I know I would have never heard the end of it, but I would tell Valerie this. I said, realize the biggest reason why we're going up there is to see our precious little granddaughter. So I think that kind of passes a lot of other stuff away. So as far as that's concerned, but again, Brian, True Drone Reviews, Bill, Phantom 5, when? Ask Rick Smith, Brian. He said one's coming next year. I didn't. He did. Okay. But with all that being said, everybody, thanks so much for watching. Hit that like button, please. And also remember, it's a great day to fly. Take care, everybody.